Most traders know how to open a poor man's covered call. Very few know how to manage one for maximum capital efficiency. And the difference between average returns and outsized returns is not entry, it's management and reset discipline. Today, I'm going to show you how a pro manages a poor man's covered call using a real trade on the trading platform. I'm going to show you when to move the short call closer to the money, how I lock in gains on strength, and how I intentionally invite assignment risk and reset the entire trade at the appropriate time. One thing I ask, smash that like button for me down below. It really helps to get the video out to more people, and I appreciate it very much. You're certainly welcome to subscribe as well and join the free Discord linked in the pinned comment down below. It's free right now, free for life. If you join now, you can see the trades that I put on each day of the week, the full setup. It won't always be free. There will be a monthly subscription charge, but if you get in now, it's free and free for life. All right, let's think like a professional portfolio manager and take a look at the poor man's covered call framework. Now, most retail traders treat poor man's covered calls like passive income trades. That's the wrong lens. A poor man's covered call is not just a covered call substitute. It's a leveraged stock replacement strategy with active yield harvesting. Your job is to manage three variables: the long call delta exposure, the short call income rate, and time decay efficiency. The objective is not to never get assigned. The objective is maximize premium, harvest directional gains, and recycle capital into fresh, long-dated exposure. Assignment is not failure. Assignment can be the exit trigger, and sometimes we want to be assigned intentionally. All right, I'm going to use Meta as the working example, and I'm using that because it's highly liquid and it's got a strong long-term trend behavior, and there's institutional participation. It's also got reliable volatility cycles. I like running poor man's covered calls on names that I want long exposure to anyway, like Meta. And the structure is typically 365 days out on the long call and deep in the money, so 65 to 80 delta. And I sell short monthly calls against it for monthly income. As the long call goes from 365 days and gets down closer to the 180 days, the 6-month range, that's when I start to plan the reset. Right now, here is the strike compression tactic that most traders miss. Now, when the underlying trend's higher, my long call has built strong intrinsic gains. I begin moving my short call strike closer to the money, not farther, closer. Why? Because now I want higher premium intake. I want to collect that premium and faster yield capture, tighter payoff bands, and I want a controlled exit with a high probability that, hey, it's probably going to get breached, but I don't mind that. I'm no longer optimizing for room to run, and I'm optimizing for profit and premium acceleration. I like to use strength days as exits. Now, on strong up days, there's two things that happen simultaneously. My long call expands rapidly, and my near at the money short call gets pressured. Now, that's intentional. If price breaches my short strike, I already have long call appreciation, stacked premium collected, and compressed spread width. Now, at that point, I'll often close the entire diagonal structure. I'll realize the gains and stand down. No emotional attachment. This is a planned exit, not a forced exit. Come on, we've made money, right? Right. So why do I exit instead of just endlessly rolling that short call? Well, many traders do that, and it works, but it's not always optimal because the older long calls lose structural efficiency. Yeah. Now, the theta accelerates, gamma changes, capital efficiency declines. The roll cost increase as well. So around 180 days to expiration on the long call, I'll evaluate whether the structure is still optimal. Hey, if I'm way above my target price, I may exit completely. Now, often the answer is no. So instead of rolling forever, I close, wait, reset with a fresh, long-dated call. That restores duration, convexity, flexibility, and there's much cleaner strike geometry. All right, now let's talk about the reset phase, because where we buy, this is where the big profits come from. like I said, if we're already way up above my target price, then hey, the trade's done its job. I'm out. I'm going for another stock ticker and a different trade that's way down below for my strategy with poor man's covered calls. The real edge comes from this discipline. After closing on strength, I do nothing. I wait for pullbacks, volatility expansion, and sentiment cooling. Then I rebuild. I place a new long call about a year out, high delta again, 60 to 85, and then new premium cycle, it begins. Now, you're effectively harvesting the trend, monetizing and reloading and getting more exposure when the price is right at the low level. We want to buy when it's low, sell when it's high. Now, that cycle repeated compounds far better than static covered call behavior because we're utilizing the poor man's covered call, which is much more capital efficient. All right, guys, let's talk about common poor man's covered calls, management mistakes, and then I'm going to jump on the platform and show you the poor man's covered call trade and management utilizing Meta. So most of the mistakes and underperformance comes from refusing to let short strikes get tested, rolling defensively instead of strategically, holding aging long calls too long, past that 180-day to expiration range, managing emotionally instead of structurally, and chasing premium instead of managing duration. Poor man's covered calls are not passive trades. You can't just set it and forget it. They're managed exposures. Think of it in phases. You build, then you harvest, then you exit and reset. All right, guys, here we are on the Tasty Trade trading platform and brokerage, my favorite for trading options. Super intuitive. There's a link down below. Check it out. There's benefits if you go through my link. So right here, I've got Meta and I've got a chart. I've got the Bollinger Bands in white. We're at the lower range. I still like Meta long. We've got the 50-day trending below the 200-day. Surprising. My target for Meta is much higher. But what we're going to do is go to the positions page. You can see actually on Meta, I've got 2 leaps options at 215 days. So I'm going to look to close everything out. We're getting closer to that 180 days. So because of that, I'm going to look to move my short call strike closer to the money and collect more premium. I've already made 745 on the short call. I closed the other one that I had against this leaps already on the down move. So that's already closed. I've only got 205 left in extrinsic on this. So I'm going to move it even closer and I'm going to throw another short call on against the other leaps option as well. So first of all, let's right click on this and then we're just going to go to the strikes and we're going to roll it down. I'm going to stay in the 30-day range. I like to close and roll at 15 to 20 days, but because we're moving this closer, we're going to collect additional premium. We can go down all the way here to the 690. It's a 23 delta. And so that still gives us a, an 80% chance of staying below that, but we collect, look at this, $622 by doing that, 620. So we can go ahead and hit review and send and place that trade, and that'll be ready for when the market opens. Then I'm going to do one more. I'm going to throw on another short call against the other leaps option that I have on because we're getting closer to that 180 days. And I'm going to do it at the 33 days because I can collect a lot of premium against it. So we've got this one on. Now we're going to throw one more on and we're going to go. We're still in March, 33 days. I can go because I've got a 750 call. We can do that, and it's not going to use any buying power additional. So we could do that and collect $150. If we go closer, because my long call is at that range, it's going to cost additional buying power. So I don't mind a little bit. So on this one, I'll probably go down to real high probability, maybe the 715. That'll cost 3,000 in buying power. And then at that point, or we could, if we want to go and utilize less 2,000, we can go 725, and then we can go ahead and collect $300 and review and send and place the trade. All right, guys, poor man's covered calls are not always about the entry. Sure, that's important, but timing your exits is key as well, and capturing more premium. Planned exits and recycling capital. That's what it's about. Let me know in the comments below your favorite poor man's covered trade opportunity right now. All right, guys, remember to smash that like button down below, subscribe, and join the free Discord linked in the pinned comment down below. You can see all my trades that I put on each week. It's free right now. There will be a monthly subscription charge, so get in now while it's free, and it's free for life if you get in now. So you can see all the trades that I put on. We've got a great like-minded community that also shares their trades and wins as well here. And then we've got a chat where we can talk about companies and trades so that we can think together and let each other know about opportunities so we can all make money together. There's even a stock option question section here. So it's basically free training. If you put a question in there, I answer pretty immediately. And then I also just added actually this morning this weekly allocation update. So I'm going to give you a update every week. We're going to look at the Fear and Greed Index, the PE Schiller, where we are historically with the chart of the S&P and the NASDAQ, and my allocation going forward. So, all right, if you like this video, make sure you watch this next one.